Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Rambling Runoff, a sports podcast. I am your host, Robert Rios, and with me, as always, digitally across my screen, Mr. Danny Tan. Danny Tan, tell the people what's up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rambling Runoff podcast. What's good, everybody?
Were you trying to imitate me? Is that what you're trying to do there?
That's exactly what you did for the intro.
I mean, that's not exactly what I said, but close enough.
And you criticized me for a low energy intro that one time. How dare you?
Because I said, tell the people what's popping, and you said, hi.
I said, what's up?
Oh, whatever. But yes, we have an excellent show for you today. You know, I kind of thought it was going to be a slow week, but it wasn't a slow week. It was really hot this weekend, so it was kind of hard to think. What do you think about that, Danny?
Yeah, our brains were sweating. It was tough to do anything really at all.
Yeah, I mean, like the only time I did do stuff, or even like have a functioning brain was like in the nighttime. Cause it got so cold too. I was like, dude, what the hell? But then again, we did have lightning for no reason around here recently.
Oh, yeah, we had random thunderstorms. Like we're not in monsoon season. There's no monsoon season in freaking LA County. But yes, there is.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, there were sports. They were popping. We had the first week of the NFL. We have some more college football going around. This past week, the UEFA Champions League just got underway. The U.S. Open of Tennis is wrapped up. And we got a little bit more other stuff to talk about. So yeah, I don't know. You want to start the rambling a little bit?
Yeah, but first, how was your week, Robert?
Ah, yes, of course. Thank you. Perfect segue. Yeah, it was a good week. Went out to a gig over the weekend. A friend of ours from high school. He first gig back. They performed at a house party of sorts.
Oh, do you want to shout out their band or?
Yeah,
leave them out.
Tide Minds from Baldwin Park.
Tide Minds, check them out.
To the pianist, the organ player, the key player, I should say.
Man on the key, shout out. Tide Minds, shout out Luis.
Yeah, they had a good show. I took my girlfriend. She had never really gone to any type of gig like that before, so she's kind of out of her element.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun. We were having a good time just jamming out. I had to tell Lynette, I'm like, are you having fun? I had to check on her. I'm like, are you having a good time? Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, I knew a lot of people that like this music, but it never caught my attention. And I was saying it too. I'm like, I like this type of music, but I never hung out with these type of people.
Yeah, it's a whole different world going to those gigs and stuff. Huh?
Yeah. And it was just like, it was for someone had just turned like 19 or something. So like, I guess they had like a lot of their younger friends there. So I was like, I don't know, am I old or
what are these young TikTok kids doing?
No, these are not TikTok kids.
These are leftover Vine kids. My bad. Oh,
maybe. But yeah, we had a good time. What did we do? I don't know. Oh, we went to Cane's. Cane's was good.
Ooh, Raising Cane's.
Yeah, Raising Cane's. It was excellent. They're now sponsored. They now sponsor the LA Galaxy. A hard sponsor, by the way.
Wow, I thought you were going to introduce our first sponsor of the podcast. Damn, I would have been pretty excited. Oh well. Congrats to the LA Galaxy. I guess.
If I did, you would have gotten a very hefty Venmo.
Hey. Damn, that's some sketchy business through Venmo, my friend.
Bet. But anyways, yeah. I'm trying to think what else we did, because last time you always ask me this question. For some reason, I always leave out a detail. Like a couple weeks ago, I went to a Galaxy game. I totally forgot to talk about that, and I don't know why.
What the hell? It's a sports podcast. Why didn't you bring that up?
Because I'm a dummy.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, what did you?
Thanks for asking, Robert. Yeah, this week. Just kidding. Yeah, this week. Work. It's been pretty busy. This weekend was also hot. I was able to go out to the driving range twice this weekend, actually. And I found out I'm in a little bit of a rut. I'm thinking about it too much, not letting my natural swing do its thing. But I'm getting back into it. I've found out through a little bit of practice that I stand too close to the ball. The club is too tight into my waist. Other than that, I tried some good food over the weekend and found a couple of new places that I want to try. And just today, I had an Asian chicken salad from a new place around work, which is pretty good. And that's pretty exciting for my very mundane life. So, yeah, it's been a good week.
You don't live a mundane life. You just do a lot of stuff.
I sit at a desk as an engineer, and I walk the dogs on the weekend. That's pretty vanilla, if you ask me.
Bro, I'm a bum. How much more vanilla can you get?
No, see, being a bum is exciting because you never know where the next dollar is going to come from.
I know where my next dollar is going to come from. It's going to come from that California lottery, $457 million. Jackpot.
I thought you were going to say.
That's why I'm going to be rolling in, buddy. Woo!
I thought you were going to say my next dollar coming from Coinstar when I turn in these quarters.
You're a fool. That is plan C.
Plan C, break the piggy bank.
Do I got I got a lot of cups. I got a lot of some change in here.
Oh damn, okay. Rolling into $25, not 25 cents.
Exactly. But enough of our economic status. You want to get into the sports podcast portion of our show?
Yes, sir. Let's start with NFL Week 1. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Please don't get us copy striked.
Oh, speaking of copy strike.
Oh, damn it.
Upbeat.io. How dare you claim your royalty-free music? We use their music for the intro, no longer, also the outro, but they claimed our videos, even though we don't make any money. They advertise it as royalty-free, and we did not use the premium music that they have on there, and they claimed our videos anyway. How dare you?
Just to be clear,
Upbeat.io.
It might have been the guy himself that messaged the company and they claimed it. But chill, bro. And yes, if everybody noticed, I did use a new intro song today. I was going to change it up anyway, but I was a little shocked to see that. But chill, Danny. We're not trying to fight nobody.
No, we have no sponsors. We have no one to lick boots with. So, Upbeat.io, you can go kick rocks.
Bro, all right, at least you said it nicely. But anyways,
let me say it a little bit louder.
No,
kick rocks.
Damn it! We haven't even. The show is already going off the rails more than last week.
NFL Week 1.
No.
All right, let's go. What do you got for me in store, Robert?
Well, as you mentioned, NFL Week 1. There was a lot of good games this past week.
Yes, sir. Cowboys, Saints, Eagles, Raiders.
The first game was last Thursday, which I had mentioned on our last show also, because as we were recording, Cowboys and the Bucs start off good. As I mentioned before, Brady looks solid. Dak Prescott looked like he hasn't missed the game because he was throwing dimes. He was playing really well. You know, for someone that missed the most all of last season, he didn't miss a beat. So I'm really happy that he was able to come back from his injury and play well. Same thing for Brady. I mean, Brady, I don't know how the hell he's been doing it. He threw the 2 picks, but hey, they still came back on top. I believe the score was 31-29. You know, I wouldn't say it was a back and forth competition. I would also say that the Buccaneers didn't flinch. You know, Brady, he threw for 379 yards, 4 TDs. Dak, you know, I feel like he matched up well still, 42 of 58, 403 yards, 3 TDs. Ezekiel Elliott, running back for the Dallas Cowboys, first game back for him as well. He had 11 carries for 33 yards. Not much for him to do. I mean, then again, Amari Cooper, he had 13 receptions, 139 yards, and 2 TDs, which he helped them get the lead, kind of. But dude, the Cowboys need to get a new kicker because, yeah, that cannot happen. Where I think he missed 1 or 2, and one of those was very crucial. That I mean, look at the score, 31-29. Like, if you wouldn't have missed those field goals, like they would not have been in this hole. Even though they still took the lead off of a field goal, but they should have got those touchdowns also.
Maybe anyway, they should get upbeat.io and they can kick rocks.
Dude, shut up. Anyways, good opening game. Just some other more eye-opening things. Trevor Lawrence, quarterback for the Jaguars, played his first ever game, and he lost his first ever game from high school to college, which... Do you understand what I mean by that, Danny? Like, he hadn't lost a game since high school. How's that even possible?
That is insane. And for your debut game in the pros to be lost, that must have been pretty devastating and defeating. But I mean, that's how the pros roll.
No, yeah, the Jags played away to the Texans, and Texans defeated them 37-21. Texans had control most of the game. In the first quarter, the score was already 14-0. Then it was 13-7. I mean, they scored 13 going into the second. Jags got their first touchdown in the second quarter. They scored 1 touchdown in the second, third, and fourth quarter, but that was never going to be enough because the Texans just jumped out to a big lead in the beginning. And yeah, I mean, new coach, same bad Jaguars, I guess. I don't know what else to tell you about the Jaguars. I mean, I'm only bringing them up because Trevor Lawrence, like I said, hasn't lost a game since high school. They got to do better.
And what a way to do it. You know, your first official debut with your new team, the chemistry should be there. And you get a pretty, heavy-handed defeat from, kind of a mid team in the league at this time. But
well,
hopefully,
the new coach, new quarterback, there's going to be bumps in the road. Even though Urban Meyer, he's won a lot. He won at Florida, went at Ohio State. He got a winning college quarterback with Trevor Lawrence, which, by the way, he went 28 for 51 for 332 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, on the other side of the ball, they had Mark Ingram for Houston, 26 carries, 85 yards, 1 TD. And Houston also had Brandon Cooks, who had 5 receptions for 132 yards. I mean,
that's tough to beat.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up any defensive stats, and I mean, I guess there's no defensive stats for the Jags because they didn't play no defense at all. So, what else can I tell you about that game?
It's just a tough debut for a rookie.
Yeah, and I might bring up we might bring up Urban Meyer once again later on in the show. But just to highlight one other thing, like, can Urban Meyer lead this team? He coached mostly in college, which sometimes isn't always a good transition, as in there's a lot more older and mature men, unlike in college where there's probably going to be a few mature guys, but you're most likely working with young kids, essentially, who majority will not be playing in NFL. And, you got to kind of mentally, not prepare, but mentally connect yourself with them in order to connect with them on a higher level to play well. And in this case, like, I know, like, there are players that are like, and this always happens anyway, players that resent the head coach for trying to implement something new or something that they think is, like, below them. You get what I'm saying, Danny? Like yeah, we don't need this.
Yeah, like training drills that would work really well for a college team because they're young, they're hungry, they got to do what you say anyway. Won't necessarily translate to an NFL team.
Yeah,
grown ass men doing whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Jags were already in hot water because apparently they wanted all the players to get vaccinated, and that's what was leading up to practice players, or like, what's like a nice way to like what would you call players that are on the team but they're not, like, I want to say no name. I'm not trying to belittle them, but like
The C string.
Like lower tier players that, they this is what they like doing. They like playing football. Like they're not gonna get their name on. They're not gonna be shouted out on NFL Network or Sports Center anytime soon. But like this is the job. This is their life. And I guess the NFLPA, the Players Association, were like, whoa, you can't just be cutting players just based off of their vaccination status. But I digress. That's just one of the other issues that Urban Meyer has already been having trouble with. So yeah, sorry if you guys heard any background music on my end. But yeah,
I think they heard me bumping into the mic.
Oh, sorry, I had a tab open. I think it started playing an ad for some reason. But yeah, another good game over the weekend. Well, it was supposed to be a good game. The Saints.
Womp.
Yeah, exactly. Womp, womp, womp. The Saints beat the Pack in astounding fashion. I believe the score was 38-3.
I mean, I guess that's bittersweet for you, Robert. I mean, loving the Saints, but Aaron Rodgers, as a veteran coming back to the team that he took so long to decide whether he'd stay with or not, it's handed a pretty devastating, humiliating defeat.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Like, what it was, too, is like, how do I explain this? Like, yeah, I mean, you said the first part, like, he might not come back, but it's like, dude, I mean, was he right that this team was not going to ever compete? That the team needs more? I mean, I guess so, because like, I mean, Rodgers didn't play well himself. Let's be honest about that. He didn't. I don't know. He didn't throw anything. Like whenever you don't do your job, like you didn't do it. So it's not like he tried. You know what I mean? Like there's no try in the pro level.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too where I think Aaron Rodgers, as a veteran, knows the team isn't where it should be for where he wants it to be. Wanted to go somewhere else. Maybe he didn't have as many choices as he thought.
Or retire.
Or retire. Maybe his golf game's not that good, so he didn't want to retire right away. But
he'll find a celebrity golf game somewhere.
Yeah, this might be one of those situations where he re-signed saying, I'll wait a year. Maybe management and stuff will get their act together and we'll get a better team next year. And this is just a wash year for him. But this game is not proving otherwise. It seems like that's what this year is setting up for Aaron Rodgers. But I guess you're happy that the Saints won, right, Robert?
No, yeah, of course. I mean, it's the Who Dat Nation all day, baby. Like honestly, I didn't think we were gonna win this game just due to the fact that we're missing a lot of key players. Either due to injury, or they retired, or they left, or like some other BS thing. But hey, kudos to them. They stuck it to them. I mean, I got kind of shut up by my own team. Jameis Winston, 4 touchdowns.
Shout out Winston.
No interceptions, which is what he's known for. So, what the hell do I know? But then again, after that game, I was like, I guess it does make sense for him to start. Oh, excuse me, 5 TD passes. That ties his career high. And what I mean by I ate my own words is that, he's used to throwing a lot of picks, but I never thought about it this way. The Saints are a very compact and schedule-like team. Do you understand what I'm saying about that? What I mean by that is you're the quarterback, you're the receiver, you're the running back, you're the blocker, you're the lineman. This is your job, and you got to do it. Like everybody has their position. Everyone knows what they're gonna do to be successful. Like no one's gonna. You're not gonna be the guy. Like it's not like unlike Green Bay where they have Aaron Rodgers. Like all right, Aaron Rodgers, you're the guy. You're gonna lead us. Like before we had Drew Brees, but Drew Brees was a leader in the team, but he still did his job. Same like Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas. They all do their job. They don't complain that why don't I get the ball? No, you're going to get the ball. And when you get the ball, you're going to do good because that's what we made. That's how this team is set up. Like a couple years ago, the Saints had Adrian Peterson And Adrian Peterson, literally like the second or third game into the season, was already seen yelling at Sean Payton, the head coach, like, hey, man, I didn't come here to run on third down. Like, he wants the ball. Like, he got so used to being at Minnesota getting the ball all the time. They're like, dude, we're not giving you the ball right now. Like, that's not part of the plan. But he wanted the ball. He wanted to be an all-down back, basically. But, yo, the Saints, man, they came out swinging. I don't think the Packers made it into the red zone until maybe the third or fourth quarter, second quarter maybe. But yeah, they held them down really well. I mean, the last time a team got mollywopped by the Saints, they ended up winning the Super Bowl. So once again, what the hell do I know?
Yeah, it could be one of those indicators. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is trying to bet on that luck. He knows superstition. As a veteran, he can see where the team can go. So maybe he'll use the Saints as a jumping off point. One loss leads to a Super Bowl victory. Who knows? We'll see.
No, yeah, maybe. I saw on another show, they were asking him about. He's like, yeah, like the same thing that I said that. Yeah, they told me the last time they're trying to make me feel better. The last time that team lost to the Saints really bad, they won the Super Bowl. I don't know how that's supposed to help me, but that was pretty funny. And then I also saw like through the socials, people were saying that he gave up on purpose, like he played bad on purpose. I'm like, I highly doubt that.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe he's playing into that superstition.
No, I don't know, man. Because why would you want to play bad?
You get paid either way.
No, yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. It doesn't make no sense to me. Like, you would want to.
Yeah, as a motivated athlete, as someone who is part of a team, part of a dynamic, part of a system, why would you intentionally put the players around you and the system around you? Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like, bro. But yeah, I'm trying to find. Why didn't I have this up before? I wanted to see Rodgers' stats from his last game. Because, yeah, it's uncharacteristic that they would lose by this large of a margin. You get me?
Yeah, sir.
Because there's no way, like, how would you?
Aaron Rodgers, as a veteran, is a fighter. Even when Packers are down, he's the type of athlete who continues to push each down to try to score.
Yeah.
No matter if it's going to be a win or loss, it's practice.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, here we go. He went 15 for 28 for 133 yards, and he averaged 4.8 passes or completions, I say. He threw 2 picks. One of them was really bad. He like overthrew the receiver. I'm like, dude, what the hell? And once again, on Jameis Winston's side, 14 of 20, 148 yards. He averaged 7.4 for 5 TDs. His QBR is at 92.5 compared to Rodgers at 13.4. I mean, we just started the season, but look at the numbers: 15 of 28, and that's just pure passing for the Packers. And Winston, 14 of 20. His completion rate is going to look good, of course, because, well, not that they weren't trying to pass the ball all the time. He passed the ball when the coach tells him to pass the ball. So you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a very functional system that has helped the Saints get success, but hopefully with Winston at the helm, they could, drive that ship home finally.
Yeah, I get it. A rigid system for the Saints hasn't worked to great success. Occasionally it does, but hopefully with this system, with the right players, they find success with this very structured system where everyone has a role to play.
Yeah. Another team that just got spanked were the Falcons. They got whooped. The Eagles killed the Falcons 32-6. Jalen Hurts for the Philadelphia Eagles went for 264 yards, 3 TDs, and he rushed for 62 yards. I got nothing else much to say about this game. Just the fact that the Falcons just, ever since their loss to the Pats, where they blew that 28-3 lead, they just fell off so hard. How is that even possible? Like, I don't understand. Like, did you watch that Super Bowl, right, Dan? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. One of the slowest Super Bowls I've ever seen.
Well, it was slow because the score was 28-3 at halftime.
Yeah. So boring.
And then look what happened. They came back, and I do remember that Super Bowl. That overtime was very anticlimactic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. It felt like at the half, I forgot why I was watching, and I forgot it was a Super Bowl. I was like, why am I watching football? I could be doing something else. But speaking of birds getting spanked, the Raiders won in overtime against the Ravens.
Did you happen to watch that game, Danny? I watched some of it. I watched towards the end. I didn't get to see the ending.
No, I did not. But congratulations to the Raiders, Raider Nation.
No, yeah, the Raiders finally were able to play in a packed regular season game at the new stadium in Vegas. And yeah, that game went into overtime. I mean, from what I saw, it was a pretty big deal considering I think the Ravens were the overall favorite. I know David Carr, he hasn't had a good last. He didn't have a good season last year, with new head coach. But hey, they had the game-winning 31-yard pass to Jones in OT, and that's what got them the dub. I know there was the photo of Lamar Jackson just all depressed on the sideline, like one too many mistakes for the young man. I talk with people. I believe Lamar Jackson's a good quarterback, but I think with this game, it looks like he's starting to fall off, maybe. But how? How are you gonna fall off? Yeah, Lamar Jackson, 19 of 30, 235 yards for 1 touchdown.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, it could also be a sign of the Raiders' defense. Maybe it just pressured the younger quarterback too much.
No, yeah, I think so too. I don't know. I don't know because Jackson won MVP. I think he's had one playoff win, but he just can't get over the hump. But I mean, yeah, go Raiders, I guess.
Raider Nation.
Raider Nation does not care what city they are in, what they call as home. It's just Raiders only. That's how it's always been. Just win, baby.
Yep. Speaking of winning.
What else is there?
The UEFA Championship League.
Oh my gosh, this is a terrible transition. And don't try to skip over my question that I wrote down here specifically. Danny, are you going to be watching more NFL?
Yes, I'll watch more NFL. Yes.
That sounds like a petty yes.
I don't have any teams to look out for. Personally, I'm not personally invested in any teams. But I will watch more NFL because I think that this season is building to a very dynamic playoff and a very dynamic Super Bowl. I feel like last year's Super Bowl was a bit lackluster. So it always comes in waves, and I think this is going to be a peak or the top of the amplitude of the wave for the NFL. So yeah, I'm wrapping myself up for it. I'm trying to get personally invested, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll have a favorite team by the end of this year. We'll see.
It better not be the Cowboys.
No, it'll be a random team like the Mississippi Lampshades or something. I don't know.
Stupid. Let's start looking up the scores. You're on a sports podcast now. You got to.
No, I'll just go with my heart. I don't need ESPN. I don't need Google. I know Tom Brady threw out at least one touchdown. That's all I need.
You're going to see that one day, and he's going to come out because he got hurt.
Yeah. He's going to go scoreless for like unprecedented games. He'll go scoreless. But yeah.
But yeah, we're looking forward to a good NFL season. Hopefully we get a podium show out about the NFL soon. Maybe halfway through the season. How's that sound, Danny?
Yeah. Maybe by then I'll be good enough at watching football and keeping up with the sport where I'll be the one on the podium show.
There you go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some more NFL this year. Now we can move on to the other type of football. That's how you transition.
Yeah, but you called your transition out.
Yeah, I don't care.
Speaking of football, the UEFA Championship League
UEFA
is just started. Hey, you say UEFA, I say UEFA, we say Lufa. You know?
Yes, the UEFA Champions League just went underway, and I just hit my mic. Sorry about that. Just started. It went underway this week.
Move the mic.
What happened?
You said just sorry, hit the mic, and you dragged it across the desk.
Bruh, I had to readjust it. I need to get a mic stand like to hang, so it's not like in front of me. But anyways,
once this podcast makes some money, man, you're shooting for the stars, there, friend.
Yeah, UEFA Champions League just went underway. They played Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh man, dude, there was a lot of good games, bro. A lot of good games.
Those young boys.
I know, young boys. They played that first game against Man United. Man United was Cristiano Ronaldo now. The games, they started out a little slow. There wasn't a lot of goals, but hey, towards the end, they were bumping and pumping. Man U.
That handsome man and those young boys were bumping and pumping.
Yeah, Man U. Shut up. Man U got out to the lead first in the 13th minute with the Ronaldo goal, which I would say is a Sapo goal because Ronaldo tried megging the goalie. Well, he megged the goalie, but it went under his legs. It clipped under his thigh and it spun in barely. And after that, it took a little while. But then Man U ended up going down a man after a very careless, reckless challenge by, I think his last name, Saka. He just stabbed this dude in the leg with his cleat. I mean, I know he didn't know on purpose, but it's, non-contact sport. He just cleated the guy's leg, and that was an automatic red. And that was where the trouble started, because then Young Boys got one back. And then in the 90th minute, at the death, Danny, do you know what happened?
Young Boys find the back of the net.
Yo, USA, man. P-Folk. Yeah, the Man U was trying to clear the ball from the back. They were trying to play out from the back. The ball squirts loose, lands to the feet of P-Folk, and he puts it in the back of the net for the game winner. Now
P-Folk and the Young Boys.
Yeah, Young Boys. I think they're from Sweden, Ukraine, I think.
The Young Boys had to pump and dump Ronaldo and that handsome man. God.
Yeah, I've heard of Young Boys, but I'm not too familiar with them, if I'm being honest. They might be from Belgium, actually. I'm not sure. But yeah.
If you told me the Young Boys were a soccer team, I would have told you, you're lying to me. You're making it up. You're trying to make me look like a fool. But you know what? The Young Boys are strong enough to beat Ronaldo. So.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I said.
Shout out people.
Man U gets upset in the first game by Young Boys. You get it? Because they're man and then there's Young Boy? No? Okay.
Man U gets licked by Young Boys.
Bruh. Anyways, another good game. Well, it was another good game that was supposed to be a good game, which was not a good game, was Barcelona played Bayern Munich and a very anticlimactic game. The final score was Bayern 3, Barcelona 0. Robert Lewandowski leading the team with 2 goals. He had a goal in the 56th minute and the 85th minute. I believe Mueller had the first goal in the 34th minute. Yeah, I'm right. 34. But yeah, everybody thought this was going to be a good game just by name, which usually that's what I would say. And that's what I was believing. But no, Barca just laid an egg in this first matchup. They never stood a chance. Never stood a chance. I know there's photos of the Barcelona players on the bench, just like, dude, 2 years ago, we were really good.
Remembering 2 years ago.
When we had Messi. Hey, remember that time we had Messi and we were decent? Not even really good. Screw that. You guys were decent 2 years ago. You guys started plummeting even with Messi. That's how bad this team has been. And now look at them. I'm looking at the table right now, Danny. And guess who's in? There's only 4 teams in Group E. Do you want to know who's in last place?
I have to guess Barcelona.
Yes, they're in last place with no points. Bayern has 3. Benfica and Dynamo Kiev both ended in a draw, so they both went away with one point apiece. But yeah, I mean, that was that was the game that was on Univision, by the way, and they're only showing one game because CBS/Paramount are a little stingy with the games because they want you to go on Paramount Plus. They want you to go on there.
Oh, gosh.
But what I say to that is no siree, Bob. Because on the CBS Sports Network, they basically have NFL Red Zone, but for soccer. It's called the Golazo Zone with Nico Canto and this other guy, Freddie something. Dude, I liked it. I was like, dude, I can just watch all the highlights here. I don't have to be like channel jumping how I usually did when they were on other channels. You feel me?
Yeah. Hey, this is not an ad for CBS.
No, of course not. No, I just really enjoyed the programming.
Maybe the show one day will ask for a promotion, but for now, #not ad, #no sponsors.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it because I got to see everything.
Shout out to them.
I'm trying to see another good game that caught my attention the first day. Chelsea versus Zent. Oh, I forgot where they're from. Damn it. But anyways, Chelsea getting away with that one goal victory. A goal by Romelu Lukaku, who returns to the EPL from his stint at Inter Milan, no longer rivaling with Zlatan Ibrahimovic in Serie A in Italy. But yeah, there was some 0-0 games. There was Leo and Wolfsburg, I believe. They ended in a draw. I believe this is Leo. I want to double check. Hold on. We need to get the rambling runoff team to double check some of this stuff. You know, you feel me, Danny? Do you ever feel like that?
Yeah, the research team really slacking these days.
Yeah, I know, right? Like who's the research team? They deserve to be fired. Specifically, you. No, I'm just kidding. Ah, gotcha.
Cut to the live video of Robert typing away and looking up scores.
I have all the scores. I just have a lot of tabs open. I'm just like, bro, I need to like organize this better. That's why I used to write my notes.
Yeah, you know what we need? We need the podcast to get sponsors so that you can buy a second screen and have less tabs and have tabs on both sides.
Oh yeah, it is Leo. I am right. Ha. I'm right 95% of the time. The other 5%, I just look dumb.
I think that's reversed.
Bruh. But anyways, that was the first day. Danny, were you able to catch any of these games or you're like, nah, I don't watch that crap?
I was not able to catch any of those games. This weekend, I was just not too motivated to watch sports, but I was motivated to try and play sports. I was even tempted to go out to do a golf tee time because, I don't know, I've got a golf bug right now. But I know that's going to transition to a new obsession. But we'll see if it's either NFL, soccer, or if I can hold off until NBA comes back and we hop into a new, fresh league where players are all jumbled around into super teams.
Bruh. But yes, I mean, that's good that you found a liking to tennis, something new. I mean, at least it wasn't like Lionel Messi who went to go try something new and got smacked in the face by a no-name team. I shouldn't say no-name team. Club Brugge actually gave it to Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe on the Wednesday slate of games, ending in a 1-1 draw. Danny, just to let you know, it's like if the Miami Heat with LeBron, Chris Bosh,
the big three.
Yeah, the big three, and Dwayne Wade went up against, I don't know, a no-name. Let me see. Who was like a no-name team at that time?
Let's say at the time, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, let's say they were playing a crappy Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
And they had a very young unibrow. That's how this is how that game went. It was very anticlimactic, but for only PSG. Club Brugge, good job. You guys came out with 1 point at home against a really, really good team on paper.
Yeah, PSG, they're stacked with stars. They should be destroying teams left and right. I mean,
you should have ran these guys over, but no, Bruges held on. I believe PSG got the lead first, and Bruges was able to get one back. And that was the game mostly. There was nothing else happened after. They just held on for dear life. Mbappe was subbed off. He picked up a knock, which I think is going to be okay, though. But, dude, Wednesday, they were popping off. Look, dude, these scorelines, though. Manchester City, 6-3 against RB Leipzig. So I feel bad for them. Leipzig just kept... this is the Red Bull team, by the way. They tried so hard. Even their coach was like, dude, I don't think they've only won one game in league. Even their head coach is like, I don't think we're ready for this. And yeah, he was right. They weren't. They played well, except that they played against a really good team. Like, there's no way you're gonna win when every time you score, the other team scores. Like, it was a shootout, but it wasn't competitive. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it's like when you're at a kid's party and one of your uncles jumps into the little game and just like destroys the little 6-year-olds.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a little kid. It was more like your grumpy nephew who's like 12 years old who knows how to make 3-pointers when you're not looking.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened. Like, they would make one and then they would just get destroyed right after. Even though one of these goals was an own goal. And the guy that even scored the own goal is the guy that helped score these two of the goals, I believe. Or no, I think he had a hat trick. Dude, this whole game was nuts. Like, it made no damn sense.
Crazy. He had a hat trick against
I believe
Man
so.
U. That's wild.
No, Man City, sir. Oh, don't. Yo, bro, you're trying to make some enemies.
It
was
my bad. I misheard.
Nkunku. And went from bad to worse. I do remember they had this guy in one goal back, and then they went down a man. So you lose the 6-3. You finish the game with 10 men, and one of your guys gets a hat trick. That makes no damn sense.
Damn.
That makes no sense. Okay, it wasn't the same guy that scored the hat trick, but yeah, it was just. Oh, now I remember correctly. The dude that made the own goal, it was so awkward. Man City crossed the ball in. I don't know what he was trying to. I think he was trying to hit the ball with his head to the goalie, because when you're the defender, you can't pass the ball back to your goalie, and he could kick the ball with his feet, but he can't pick up the ball with his hands.
Yeah,
you can only do that. The box. Yeah. Oh no. Well, in general. You could pass the ball. The only way the goalie could pick up the ball with his hands from a pass back from his own teammate is if he hits it off his chest or his head, and which is what he tried to do with his head. But instead of hitting it very slightly with his head or even hitting it with his foot, he hits it with his head in an awkward direction to the goalie where he couldn't get it, and he went into the back of the net.
Damn.
It was like, bro, what were you doing? And then, yeah, at some point, RB Leipzig did get the goals at the 42nd, 51, and the 73rd by Nkunku, if I said that correctly. But no, yeah, every time they scored one, Man City just was able to counter back. I was like, bro, so much for an epic comeback. Another good game that you missed out on, Danny, was Man City. No, excuse me, not Man City. I'm still on the Man City train.
Yeah.
It was Liverpool and AC Milan. There you go. That's what I was trying to get out of my mouth.
Ooh.
Liverpool jumped out in the lead in the 9th. Oh, what was the own goal? The own goal in the 9th minute to get it started. And then it went downhill. Liverpool, they were given a penalty where Mo Salah went up to take it. I believe he was 3 of 4 or 4 for 4 in his last penalty kicks. And guess what happened, Danny?
Choke.
Kinda, yes. I hate it when the commentators say this, that they say the player missed it. No, the goalie stopped it. Stopped the pen. And the game kind of slowed down in AC Milan's favor. Because also, Mo Salah had a second chance to take the lead. That shot also got blocked. And in the 42nd minute, in transition, AC Milan get a goal. And it's like, oh, damn. And then Liverpool, same thing. Had possession, coughed up the ball. And the same thing again, in transition, in a fast break. AC Milan get the second goal, up 2-1 in the 44th minute. In the span of 2 minutes, they scored 2 goals.
Oh, they broke down the defense with fast breaks.
Yeah, dude. Like, it was insane. Like, I was on the phone with a friend of mine at the time. I was like, oh my gosh. And like, what happened? I was like, I don't know what's going on. This whole game just went upside down on its head. And my friend was like, I thought you said these games were boring. Well, it was boring. And so these guys just, I don't know, they just got their head out of their asses and just scored 2 goals in like 2 minutes. But this game was not over, Danny.
No, sir.
Mo Salah finally got it together in the second half, in the 49th minute. Gets the equalizer. And you thought, okay, this game might have a game winner in it. And yes, it did. I believe it was Jordy Henderson. I believe that's how you say his name. Gets the game winner in the 69th minute. Haha, 69, bro.
420, baby.
But yeah, Liverpool, somehow, some way, they almost gave up the win in their house. But hey, kudos to them. They pulled it together and they were able to get the win. I mean, what would you have thought if you were watching this game? Like, you're winning 1-0. You go down. Oh, yeah, Jordan Henderson. He gets the game winner in the 69th minute. Let's see, I am right. How would you feel if you were the home team and you went down 2-1 in like 2 minutes?
I would feel pretty freaking bad. At home, too. If you're 1-0, all of a sudden you go down 2. It's like, I mean, especially for soccer, it's like you're drowning, all of a sudden. And yeah, back-to-back, 2 minutes between each goal. I'd be pretty stashed.
Down in the dumps.
Yeah, my morale would be pretty down.
Yeah. But good on them. Mo Salah was able to finally get that goal penalty that he failed on. Jordan Henderson came in clutch. Liverpool back on top for now. There was also another game that just made no damn sense. Ajax and Sporting CP. Ajax from the Netherlands. Sporting CP from Portugal. 5-1 scoreline. I'm not even going into detail. Just 5-1. Like, bro, what the hell? And just for y'all, Los Blancos fans, Real Madrid defeated Inter Milan 1-0, which I believe was a last-minute goal. Yeah, in the 89th minute. Rodrigo scored in the 89th minute. I mean, man, this Real Madrid team, man. They don't know when to quit. Like, not in a good way. Like, dude, like, you guys have no star players. You guys shouldn't even be here, honestly. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just over Real Madrid, I guess. But the last thing I would like to point out, there's a team in UEFA Champions League right now, never been in the tournament, and they're from, I guess they're just called Sheriff. I don't know where they're from.
Jamaica.
No, they're not from Jamaica. It's called UEFA, Danny. Anyways, it's Sheriff get the 2-0 victory in their Champions League debut. They beat Shakhtar in the early morning game here on the stateside. Hey, good for them. I mean, would you be nervous if you were a new team playing in the Champions League, Danny?
If I was a debuting team playing in, one of the most highly held leagues in the name of football, yeah, I'd be nervous. I'd be shaking out my boots. Every play, every missed opportunity, every break in defense, my stomach would drop to my knees, my ankles. Yeah, I'd be pretty freaking nervous. Congrats to them winning in their debut, unlike the Jaguars and Terrence Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, I'm sorry.
Trevor Lawrence, yeah.
Yeah, not Terrence Lawrence. But
I don't even know where this... A city located in the unrecognized Prince-Nestorian Moldavian Republic. I've literally never heard of this. I'm not really sure. They're from the fourth in the Moldovan National Division. Where is that from? I don't even know.
Where are you making up all these words from?
I don't know. I'm not making up no words. I'm looking them up on the internets. Where is this team from? Do I have no idea where this city is located? Are you guys a real team? Is this like a Bishop Sycamore? I hope not. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, good on them. I believe they're one of the...
That is messed up.
What?
How dare you?
What?
How dare you slander any name with Bishop Sycamore?
Dude, I've never heard of this team. But yeah, good on them.
What did you say it was again?
They're called FC Sheriff Tiraspol.
Okay, continue. I'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, I feel like this Champions League has gone off with a bang. I'm glad I was able to watch that. I was able to watch it. Guess what, on Danny? The Golazo Zone once again. I know I mentioned earlier, but yeah, like I want to talk about it again. Like it was so cool because I didn't have to change the channel. I could just watch the highlights as they happen. And also, I tweeted Nico Canto, who was one of the hosts. I told him this is a great program, and he said, "Thank you."
Oh, getting recognized. So FC Sheriff is from the country of Moldova, which is in Eastern Europe. It is east of Romania, stuck between Romania and Ukraine for you geography nerds. And it touches the Black Sea. No, it doesn't. Just kidding. It's pinned between Ukraine before it hits the Black Sea.
Awesome. Yeah. Hopefully they go far. Like I said, I don't know much about them because they're brand new to me as much as they're brand new to you. I just hope that, they're not just a one-trick pony. Like, all right, you guys played a decent team.
Yeah.
Let me see who you guys
hopefully they were founded in 1997, so it's a 24-year-old team.
It's actually pretty young it's actually a pretty young soccer team.
Yeah, I mean, but for going into the UEFA League and winning their debut game, congratulations to them.
Well, wait, when is this? When is the second?
Their second game in the UEFA League is against
Tuesday.
Real Madrid on Tuesday the 28th at 12 p.m.
There you go. That's some real competition right there. And at the Bernabeu. So we're going to see what this team is made of. That's going to be a good game. I want to see that one. I'm making sure to watch.
Yeah, maybe we'll watch together. We'll see.
Maybe we will. It's at 12 p.m. But
on a Tuesday. I will not be watching. I'll be at work.
Here, I'll send you the highlights. Don't trip.
Hey, in a funny turn of events, they'll be circling back, going backwards after they face Inter Milan on October 19th. They will go backwards, face Inter Milan again on November 3rd, and then Real Madrid on the 24th of November, and then Shakhtar again on December 7th. So the FC Sheriffs are really getting a feel for these teams in their group. And hopefully with a good win against Shakhtar, they'll keep it when they rematch them again, and it prepares them for Real Madrid.
There you go. Your soccer analysis of the day from Daniel 10. Thank you
very much.
But yeah,
this week in the warm-up.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Gosh.
No, I'm trying to make the harshest transition so you can't recover from it.
It is hard to recover because I don't know when it's coming because, I'm looking at my notes.
Yep. But this week in the warm-up, we have a promotion. The U.S. Open of Tennis moves from the rundown to the warm-up. Robert, would you like to commentate on
your
pick for the women's final?
I mean, you didn't have to say that, but I mean, there is no pick. It already happened. We're talking about Willis.
Your pick from last week.
Oh, I thought the Fernandez chick was going to win.
What happened to your pick from last week?
I don't know. Apparently, there was this other girl that I didn't know anything about. But, yes, the U.S. Open of Tennis just wrapped up this past weekend. And it was not won by Leila Fernandez. It was won by Emma Raducanu, who becomes the first British woman to win a Grand Slam title since Virginia Wade in 1977. The 18-year-old Brit took out the Canadian teenager Leila Fernandez in straight sets 6-4, 6-3 in the time of 1 hour and 51 minutes. I don't understand half of that. If you could explain some of that to me, Danny, I would really appreciate it because I know you used to play tennis. Hello? Are you there, bud?
Oh, I'm having a little bit of connection issues, but I heard that last bit. Yeah, so they won. She won 2 straight sets. Best 2 out of 3 sets to win.
Sir, you're sounding like a robot now.
Well. The takeaway is I'm not going to explain how tennis works to you, but every set point is divided into who can get above 40 first. And every point, quote unquote, is awarded by increments of 15, then 30, then 40, and then you win if you're able to score after that.
Okay, luckily your audio.
I mean, that's a dominating win.
No, so so Fernandez got wrecked.
Yeah, basically.
Bruh.
In a pretty quick game, in an hour and 51 minutes.
Yeah, because I put in tennis in here, not because I know a lot of tennis, but only because I started watching the semis the other day, and I was a little bit confused. I'm like, this is nothing like Wii Sports Tennis. I was like so confused.
Yeah, you kept pressing A and B and nothing happened, huh? Trying to throw a serve and nothing happens.
Basically.
That's the wrong remote, Robert.
Sorry, I had my PS4 controller in my hand. But yeah, good on for Raducanu. You know, I know she was another upstart person that people were looking at. I think Fernandez was getting more, what would you say, more publicity just because she was beating a lot more notable people. Because she's the one that beat Osaka. So if you could beat her, you could beat almost anybody. But hey, we saw the other day that hey, you could be on top all you want, but hey, there's always the next person. But then again, I have been saying this whole time that with a lot of the top stars out of the tournament, we did see a lot of new faces, and this is probably the next bright future of tennis. Because, you know, I feel like tennis has been held down by like the same people for so long, but now we're starting to see the progression of the next generation of tennis players.
Yeah, the Williams sisters, Serena and Venus, have held down women's tennis for a long time. Naomi Osaka, a recent superstar in the tennis world. Yeah, she's
still fresh. Now we got more new blood, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. And not just in the women's, but in the men's, we have
another upset,
a new champion as well.
Another upset.
Another young man. Do you want to talk about that, Robert?
Then you just want me to say his name incorrectly. Daniil Medvedev wins his first major title, beating and denying Novak Djokovic a victory that would have given him the first calendar year Grand Slam in the men's tennis since 1969. So, Mr. Medvedev beat the number 1 ranked player in the world, 6-4, 6-4, and 6-4 once again. Is that a big deal? Is that if you beat the number 1 ranked player in the world?
Yeah, I mean, 6-4 is, I think it's typical tennis. You lose a couple sets and it turns over. But winning pretty dominantly in each one is huge, especially beating DJ Novak, who was already angry after his elimination in the Olympics. He was trying to come back with a vengeance, and Daniil Medvedev, he upset him. So this may be an inversion point in tennis where not only are these superstars still trying their hardest, but these younger players are showing that the game is slightly changing. If you can't keep up, then maybe it's time to find a different sport.
Okay, Novak Djokovic is not going to go find a different sport. What the hell are you talking about, dude?
Maybe it's time to move to table tennis.
Oh, shut the hell up. Table tennis, my ass. But anyways, I would just like to also add. Novak,
go ahead.
I would just like to also add that I did note here that he was making a lot of mistakes. Like, he was letting this guy win, not on purpose either. I mean, of course, he didn't just open the door for him and to let him walk over him, but he was letting this guy he was giving him the win, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, all that said, DJ Novak, after, trashing Simone Biles for taking a break from mental health, could have used a mental health break to refocus his play.
Okay. We lost you there for a second, but I think we got you. Yeah. You said could have used the mental break himself.
Yeah. It could have improved his play. Maybe he should have taken a page from Simone Biles' book of knowing when to take a break and knowing his limits. After his frustration for the Olympics, maybe he should have just taken a little bit of a break, and maybe he, like other stars, should have sat out this U.S. Open.
Well, I mean, he was trying to go for the ultimate Grand Slam, apparently, which hasn't been done since 1969 from some other dude. I had his name down, and I don't know what happened to it, but he did it twice, which, if this is like a rare thing, like, it's pretty miraculous. So he was trying to do something that, you don't see all the time. But yeah, I mean, I am kind of shocked he lost, but hey, like I said, new faces, new stars, new champions.
Yep.
All I got was a
yes. Might be just another case of, gone. All right, that's all you need then.
Yep, that's all you need. Is there anything can you explain a little bit more about tennis? Is there anything exciting about tennis? Like, why did you get into tennis?
It's a sport that is very reactive, but incredibly technical, and it combines a lot of, really great things about sports and working out and athleticism itself. You got to be quick on your toes. You got to be able to repeat a very technical skill, as in serving, returning, and it's a mental game as well. Ball placement, knowing your opponent, learning. It's like, if you're a boxing fan, or if you're a fighting fan, or if you're a fan of slowly developing things over time, it's a very mental game. If you're a fan of chess, even, that tennis is, you're trying to learn, predict, and master the counters to your opponent's style. Yeah, I mean, tennis itself is a very difficult game too, because as it is so head heavy, if you have any little bit of doubt in your mind, it'll really affect your game and throw you off. Yeah, but I won't explain the game of tennis to you.
Maybe next week. How about that?
Maybe that would be a full topic. I explain tennis to you. You explain how runners are scored in a worldwide scale in races. How about that?
Bruh, it's easy.
Is it really? You get first place and you go on to the next one?
Kind of, yeah.
God, okay. Well, yeah, if you're into tennis, or if you're not into tennis, I suggest just picking up a racket, going to your local community center, and checking it out because it's just a fun sport to play with friends. It's very satisfying when you're able to hit that ball in that center of the racket and get it to fly across and land inbound. And then getting a good rally, it's just fun. It's nice to have a little bit of chemistry with your playing partner. Get out there when it's a little cooler in these fall months in the U.S. Yeah, tennis is pretty cool.
Tennis Talk with Danny Tan. Is there a ghost behind you?
We have a couple.
Hello, you cut off for a second.
I have a little bit of a connection issue still, but yeah, the end of this podcast is played with a little bit of technical issues, but we've got a few topics in the rundown, all put in here by Robert Rios, so I'll let him explain them. But the first topic, I'll bat it off to him. USC head coach is fired after only 2 games.
Yeah, Clay Helton, couple years at USC. He was given the boot. After their loss to Stanford, they said, "All right, you know what? You're gone. You're done." I mean, I'm not surprised. It's such a USC thing to do. What happened?
What's his coach's name again?
Clay Helton.
Clay Helton received Spartacus kick from USC. Fired after 2 games. That's the headline.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, he was there for a couple of seasons. He won the Rose Bowl against Penn State when he had Sam Darnold at the QB position. Oh, man, could we go back to that time? But after that, they just kind of fell off. I think at least it was 2018 where they went like 5-7, 5-9, being not bowl eligible for a really long time. And yeah, I mean, I'm saying it's such a USC thing because they fired their coach on the tarmac at the airport one time. So this is not my first rodeo seeing this USC team fire their head coach unceremoniously. But I mean, it is odd because usually you fire the head coach at the end of the season. But I guess they want to start now. They have a new athletic director, Mike Bone, I believe. He's from Cincinnati. He's probably like the first guy out of the USC house to be leading sports at USC. So let's see what direction he takes this team to. Right now, they're just going to have an interim head coach, but I highly doubt he's going to get the job. Some names I've been hearing, and I know I mentioned his name earlier, Urban Meyer. People are saying he's not going to be able to cut it in the NFL, but he himself has already said, nope, it's not me. Another good name that could be out there, I think his name is Eric Bieniemy. He's the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He also said, nope, that I don't want it because he wants to focus. He wants to focus with the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they're going to win the Super Bowl most likely. So wherever this USC team ends up doing or going, hopefully it turns out well for them. It's just very odd that they're doing this now. Like, Danny, why would you think a team would hire or fire their coach and hire a new guy in the middle of the season? Can you explain that real quick?
I have no idea. I mean, USC must be in a whole heap of trouble. Are you able to hear me? Are we having technical difficulties?
I think we're getting a little technical difficulty. But you said you had no idea. You have no idea.
USC must be in a heap of trouble. I mean, there could be some things behind the scenes, head coach. There could be some politics that we don't know about with the college administration. I could only imagine that it has to be big enough so that you fire a dude for almost no reason.
Well, man, I can tell you the reason. They haven't been good in the past 2 to 3 years. The only reason why I feel like SC was good last year, which is that they were just getting a little bit of luck and the COVID schedule. Like they played well enough to just skim by the conference. But there is no way they were ever going to beat a really good team if they were on the schedule. So for them to get destroyed by Stanford, like that was probably the last straw. And yeah, I guess they're gonna go on the hunt now, I guess, and hopefully they find somebody. I mean, I was hoping maybe it was gonna be Eric Bieniemy because he's a local guy. Yeah, he's from LA.
I mean, to me, typically you give a head coach like 2 to 3 years.
Well, he's had those 2 to 3 years, and he fell off towards the end. So
yeah, I guess he didn't step up and perform when it was his time. So he got the boot, the Spartacus kick.
No, they had the AD before. He could have fired him, but he decided to keep him. And now they're in this hole. So hopefully USC can figure. Yeah, that was some coaching news on the college side. What else do we got here? A little college football update. Oregon, the Ducks, defeated Ohio State unceremoniously, which, yes, I know I'm saying that name again because it was very unceremoniously. Do you want to know why, Danny?
Tell me why, good friend.
Because I told Daniel Tom on the podium show there was no way Oregon was going to beat Ohio State. And you want to know what happened?
It happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Spoke person to the world.
35-28 was the final score. The Oregon Ducks defeat Ohio State away at Ohio State. How is this possible? I don't understand. But, hey, that's college football for you. Sometimes stats and predictions do not help because it's college football and things can go upside down very, very quickly. Another good game that was in the books, Iowa beat Iowa State. Iowa State was looking to beat regular Iowa for the first time in a while because they haven't seen their rivalry trophy. But Iowa said, not today. The Iowa defeated Iowa State at a score of 27-17, which I thought I believe I said Iowa State was going to be good. I still stand by that. But I guess Iowa just always still has their number. And another game that I have to point out really quick came from BYU beating Utah, which is not an easy team to play at times. BYU, the Cougars, defeated Utah 26-17. I bring up BYU because that's one of the teams I predicted to play well this season. So I'm glad that they were to get this win over Utah. Because Utah's a tough team to play, considering they play in the Pac-12, who just beat up on each other. So good on them. And I just want to, that's what I'm gonna leave it for college football on our update for now. If you want to go look up, if you want to see Alabama playing Mercer, go be my guest. But yeah, there was a lot of good games, considering that Oregon Ohio State game is just bonkers. I still don't believe it. But yeah, another thing here we got in the rundown. Danny, did you ever do the ice bucket challenge?
No, I did not, but I remember it well.
Well, the Washington football team in DC had a slight plumbing issue in the cheap seats, and a pipe burst and like a crowd of people. I was looking on the socials that everyone was like, all right, where is this water coming from? It's coming from like the roof. But like, what's in the roof? So all those people, luckily, they got out of the way and they were given box and VIP seats because the pipe burst. And I was looking in the socials. I bring this up just really quick, because what do you think it was? Drain water or poo water?
I think it was sounds like a drain issue. If it was on the roof, they might have had like a watershed or something up there.
Because someone did point out that it hasn't rained over there at that stadium in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, as a stadium, they might have, like on top of apartment buildings or high rises, they have those watersheds and stuff. It makes it easier to hold water and then have it just distribute down rather than pumping it up from like the city and whatnot. So it might have been one of those.
I think it was poo water, Danny.
Okay. But if it was, why would they have it all the way up there? Aren't the restrooms normally lower down anyway?
I don't know, unless there was I think there might have been another upper deck. Because, yeah, it was like those seats were pretty high up, but I don't know. It was just like, that's so random. Because, yeah, someone did point out it hasn't rained there in a while. So what else is it going to be? You're telling me water's going to stay up there? And it wasn't like a little bit of water. It was a lot. Like, it was gushing down, dude.
Yeah, so, I think it's like those mini water towers they have on, like.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it was poo water, man. I don't appreciate poo water.
I don't think so.
But, so watch out for bursting pipes at your local stadium, even if it's an indoor stadium. And the last thing,
they better give those people season passes if it's.
Hello, we got Mr. Roboto back. Would you say season passes? Hello. Sorry, everybody. I guess Danny's having some connection issues today. Sir, can you hear me? Sir. All right, well, I guess we're doing the show on our own. So the last thing I would just like to point out, this past week, the San Francisco Giants got their 90th win, first team to get the 90 wins this season, and clinched a playoff berth with about 17 or 16 games to go in the season. Didn't clinch to the NL division. That's still up for grabs. Because right behind them, and I believe they also got their 90th win, are the LA Dodgers, who are also red hot. So, Dodgers and Giants, currently, to my knowledge, the only teams of this recording to clinch a playoff spot. These are, like I said in the past podcast show, these are the best two teams in the league. Unfortunately, one of these teams is going to have to play in the wild card, which sounds kind of weird. But hey, I think the Dodgers, even if they have to play in the wild card game, they're going to do well. The Giants, I'm not sure. They're like forget saying literally a sleeping giant, because I think no one really, although they are the best team, no one's really paying attention to them. You still have the Astros and you still have Tampa Bay. So how are they going to do in the playoffs? Because as someone that's followed the Dodgers for a really, really long time, it's very heartbreaking to see your team get into the playoffs and just choke. But then again, the Giants, I believe, did win a World Series a couple years ago, and they had been through a playoff drought. So we just have to wait and see how this pans out. And just to let you guys know, there should be a podium show coming out before the MLB playoffs. So please look out for that. And I think that's everything I have for the rundown. Danny, are you still with us, or am I going solo?
I should still be here if you can hear me now.
Sir, hello. How are you? I was asking you a question earlier.
Yeah, it seems I disconnected from the call.
Bruh, I know you were still here on my end.
Yeah, I mean, I'm back, but thank you all for listening to the Rambling Runoff. If you're listening on YouTube, please hit subscribe and the bell notification to get the notification when we upload a new video, which normally is at 6:30 every Friday. We might be uploading podium shows intermittently from then, so please hit the notification bell. And if you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow, share it to your friends.
If you're on Anchor, share it to your friends.
Yes. And if you want to find us on Twitter, follow us at off rambling, and on Instagram, look us up at rambling runoff, all one word.
Yes, thank you.
We have a new logo.
That's what we got to say in the beginning.
Yeah, we got a new logo on YouTube. We'll have a new background. Let us know what you think. We're having some updates, so if it looks a little bit low quality, hopefully by the time that this goes up, everything's sorted out.
We're going through the motions.
Yeah. If you have any suggestions on any improvements, please drop in the comments, give us a DM, let us know. But other than that, if you have anything else, Robert, I think that's this week's show.
Yeah, I would just like to say, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at RobertRRY. Where can they find you, Danny?
You can find me on Twitter at Danny Tangent. I'm not very active, so if you follow me, expect very little radio noise.
We're gonna make Danny active on Twitter. We're gonna force someone to bully him. And we lost Danny again. So once again, thank you for listening to the Rambling Runoff Sports Podcast. I'm Robert Rios,
and I'm Danny Tan.
I guess he's just being a jerk. He was being quiet. And yeah, that was Danny Tan. See you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.